First, this house was presented with the motion that to allow the placing of endangered animals or endangered species in use as a legitimate way of saving them. And this side of the House, the government side, has said that they have placed these animals, these endangered animals, in the zoos to maintain balance in nature. Balance in nature, ladies and gentlemen, how can we maintain this balance in nature when we actually take these animals from their natural habitat? And we all know that in zoos, when we place animals in zoos, they are placed separately. They are placed by their own species. And how can we maintain the interaction of these animals, which maintain the natural balance of their environment, or the biodiversity of the environment, when we actually place them separately? And also, they have said tackled about food scarcity. Food scarcity is not really the case here, because animals did not decrease their number because of food scarcity, because there are plenty of food in the wild and in their natural environment. And so, and by that, the opposition side of this house instead would like to counter-propose that we, instead of placing them in zoos, we make natural sanctuaries or protected zones, protected areas of these fit for these animals, or we preserve their natural habitat. For example, those endangered animals that are found in the forest of Palawan. And that also, ladies and gentlemen, the Philippines that still leaves many areas which are still we have these virgin forests, rainforests, which house most of these endangered animals found in the Philippines. Why not make these areas protected, free from human activity, and make laws to restrict humans from these areas? And while these animals are safe here and not placed on those artificial areas which are the zoos. So protected zones, for example, in the Philippines, wild animals, we could make these sanctuaries in the forest of Mindoro or in Palawan, because there are still virgin rainforests there, where great biodiversity are still in existence. So instead of financing those zoos, in the Philippines, we all know that the Philippines is a third world country, and financing those zoos is really such an impractical way of saving those animals, when we can use this money to provide better laws and regulations for restricting those, restrictions on those restricted protected areas. So when placed in zoos, you are actually limiting the natural behavior or the natural capacity of these animals, whereas when you place them in their natural habitat, we can preserve these instincts or these capacities that they have. Then also in zoos, their way of living are so controlled by human activities that their way of living are so instant, so artificial, that they won't be needing those animal instincts, and they would eventually lose that animal instinct that they have. For example, hunting of food. We all know that animals, especially the predatory animals, really hunt for food, and they have this animal instinct to hunt for their food so they can eat. So when we place them in zoos, they are just fed by people, they are given meat to eat. And so what do these animals really lose this instinct to hunt, because they are being fed by people. And another is their defense mechanism, or their escaping tendency for other animals or predators. So those animals that are prey, their escaping instinct against predators, they will lose that instinct, because they are placed in zoos. They are placed separately with away from other animals, or away from those predators, and they will eventually lose that instinct everything, and if we bring them back to the wild, if we have really preserved them, and in the future bring them back to the wild, what do? They have lost this instinct, and eventually they will die because of predators. Zoos are actually short-term solution, because what the end goal of this debate really is, ladies and gentlemen, is on which paradigm that we can preserve or actually save these endangered species and really make their population or their number increase. So if we place these animals in zoos and it becomes an effective way of preservation, if we consider their paradigm of this, and they have successfully bred these animals and they have increased this number. And what do we do? These zoos become overpopulated, and what do? We make larger zoos. It's such an impractical way making larger zoos. So what do? We place them back in the wild. And when we place them back, as I have said earlier, these animals have already lost their instinct because their natural way of living has been disrupted. Whereas, if we place them in the forest or the protected sanctuaries that we have proposed, the preservation of these animals are still possible. But the harm of losing those instincts are erased from the scene, provided that the government really give us those effective measures to make this area protected. And actually, these endangered species have decreased their numbers not because of those natural causes, but because of human activities. So, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the opposition side would like the founder propose to make those protected areas a protected sanctuary.
To respond to opposition's clash, let us call in